Hi friends, Bev from My Half Acre Homestead here. I got my cream separator last week and I flubbed up trying to do work it the first time, so you and I are going to do it together, hopefully properly today. I've got it apart, it's been cleaned, and I can show you how it needs to be assembled. Also, what they don't tell you, they just say, oh, I have 2 gallons of warm milk. They don't tell you that the milk has to be warm. So I've been saving it up, and I have about 1.5 gallons here, and I have it in a double boiler, and I'm going to bring it up to hopefully about 100 degrees, about body temperature. Alrighty, so now I'm going to show you how to put this. I'm going to show you how this goes together. First, this is your drum. Now I just want to give everything an extra wipe just to make sure, because I don't want any grease or bits in my milk or in my cream. This is a cone that goes over the drum. This little screw is set by this little Allen key. And if you bring the screw out, it gives you less cream. If you screw the screw so that it's flat, it gives you the most cream possible from your milk. This goes, whoops, this goes inside this drum casing with the little screw in the slot. These are the cream discs. There are dimpled and there are flat, and there are 11 of them. You start with a dimple, you end with a dimple, and they alternate, and they do have to go in that order or they will not work. And they fit, well, I'm just going to have to do it for you. They fit on this drum piece. See how they're alternating? I don't know if you can see, but I don't have a cameraman today. They start with a dimpled and they end with a dimpled, and there are 11 of them. And there is this thing here that shows you how they line up to that little square piece. And hopefully by the time we have this assembled, we have our cone with our plastic piece in, with the screw lined up, and that just goes on there. Now make sure when you do this, oh, I forgot to show you one thing, and I'm going to have to do this all over again. There's a rubber gasket in here. It comes with it. It also comes with a spare. I highly recommend that you take this rubber gasket out, the original one, and put the new one in. Alrighty, so I've lined this up, so let's just get this back in here. And now you make sure that this cone goes inside there, that it's in all the way around and snug to the gasket. It then has this nut that goes on here, and you screw this on, and this has to hold this whole assembly together, and it comes with this wrench, and you really have to tighten this down well until you can't tighten it anymore. It then goes, if you can see, it then goes on here, and you give it a little crank and it drops down in place and spins. You have 2 cones or 2 spouts. One is for milk, one is for cream. The milk will have a larger hole than the cream spout, and it goes on first. You make sure it's good and tight, and you can point them in any direction you want. Then we're going to put the cream spout on. Down nice and tight. Now, on top, and again, I'm going to give this another wipe just to make sure everything is just as clean as a whistle. This is the funnel. This is the funnel. And it goes on top, just like that. Okay, we want to make sure everything's good and tight. This is a float. This float goes inside the funnel, like that. Now this is your bowl that's going to go on top. And this is your, this is the valve that will turn, that will plug in here and will turn your milk on or off to go into the machine. You want this hole on the back of this to be at the very back. And this has, you have to give this a good push to make sure it's in, and you want this part to be lined up with this hole right here. That means when we put the bowl on, good and tight, I'm hoping everything's good and tight, and that means the valve is closed and we can then put our warmed milk in. This is the assembly. This is how it all looks, and we'll be right back. Okay folks, as you can see, I have a bowl here for the milk and a bowl or a jar for the cream spout. My milk has been warmed, and I'm now going to fill and hope against hope that all this works and it doesn't leak. I am going to fill the bowl with the warm goat's milk and hope against hope everything works. I'm going to start cranking. Now this has been screwed to a board, and the board is clamped to the table, okay? Because this is a slightly heavy piece of machinery, and there we go. Now, you can hear it wind up, and I am not going to open the milk valve until this is up to speed, which is just about a turn per second. When I get it going, I'm going to open that, turn that little valve, complete half turn, and that will open the valve to let the milk into the machine so that we can begin to start separation. And here we go. Wish me luck, folks. And that should be the milk coming out, and the cream should soon come out in the jar. And there we go. And it looks like it's working. Now I have my screw on my cone set so that I get the most amount of cream possible out of the milk. I want the milk completely skimmed. Okay folks, my machine is now winding down. Sorry, I'm on the wrong side. And I needed 2 bowls to catch the milk. And this is my cream. Now I'm going to break, whoops, it's making a lot of noise. I'm going to break this up into 2 videos. I'm going to make this into butter, and I'm going to turn this milk into cheese. So, now that we know, wow, that's noisy. Now that we know how this works, I'm going to get my cheese organized, and I'm going to chill myself down some milk so I can have a cup of tea. And then I'm going to start the process for the other 2 videos. Alrighty? This is Bev from My Half Acre Homestead saying success. We have separated my goat's milk. Yay!